Leaders is Give Thanks with Hardy Hostess, and then Sarah Gillian and Woodcut Bell, and then Road to the Top, and then comes Dame Ashfield, and last at the moment is Surrey Rainbow as they swing left-handed with Emerald Reef in the lead. From Vilar on the outside, then comes Cormorant Wood and Gaia and Witstar. Behind them Hardy Hostess and Give Thanks, and then Sarah Gillian. Behind Sarah Gillian is Woodcut Bell, and then Road to the Top, swishing her tail all the time with on her outside Dame Ashfield, and finally Surrey Rainbow. Essel's, the sponsors, having just sent me a message to say that they laid the Irish filly Give Thanks to lose 98,000 this morning from 4 to 1 to 11 to 4, and Hardy Hostess from 14 to 1 down to lose 110,000. And Emerald Reef in the lead from Vilar, and Cormorant Wood in third place. 4 comes Witstar, 5 Gaia, then Give Thanks going up on the outside of Gaia. Just in behind them Hardy Hostess. Behind Hardy Hostess is Sarah Gillian. Behind Sarah Gillian is Woodcut Bell. There's quite a gap then to Road to the Top, and then Dame Ashfield, and finally Surrey Rainbow. Racing to the top of the hill, Emerald Reef in the lead from Vilar in second. Cormorant Wood is third. Then comes Witstar 4, 5 Gaia, 6 Give Thanks, 7 is Hardy Hostess, 8 just in behind them is Woodcut Bell, 9 Sarah Gillian, a long gap then to Road to the Top, Dame Ashfield, and finally Surrey Rainbow. Racing downhill now with Emerald Reef still in the lead from Vilar, then Cormorant Wood very close. Just behind Cormorant Wood is Witstar. Then comes Give Thanks on the outside of Gaia, and being chased by Hardy Hostess as they run down the hill now towards the straight. They've only got just over 3 furlongs to run in this Essel Bookmakers Oaks trial, and it's still Emerald Reef in the lead, being pressed by Vilar, Cormorant Wood. Give Thanks coming there for Ireland on the left of the picture now as they run down towards the 2 furlong pole. Give Thanks coming there strongly in the centre. Cormorant Wood over on the far side. It's Give Thanks, Cormorant Wood, Hardy Hostess. Give Thanks in the lead from Cormorant Wood. Then in third place comes Emerald Reef, behind them Vilar and Hardy Hostess. They're well inside the last furlong and a half, and Give Thanks going away now from Cormorant Wood, and as they race into the closing stages it's Give Thanks and Declan Gillespie from Cormorant Wood in second. Third is Hardy Hostess, and 4 Emerald Reef. And as they race up to the line, Give Thanks records the first time for Ireland in the Oaks trial. Give Thanks is the winner, Cormorant Wood is second, Hardy Hostess is third, and 4 is Emerald Reef, 5 Gaia, and 6 is Woodcut Bell, and 7 behind them came Witstar, and then Road to the Top and Sarah Gillian, and behind them Vilar, and then Dame Ashfield, and last was Surrey Rainbow. And so the result of the Essel Bookmakers Oaks trial: first, number 8, first, number 3, Give Thanks, owned by Mrs. O. White, trained by Jim Bulger and ridden by Declan Gillespie. Second was number 1, Cormorant Wood, owned by Mr. Bobby McAlpine, trained by Barry Hills and ridden by Steve Cawthon. And third was number 4, Hardy Hostess, owned by Mrs. Jill Wheel, trained by Michael Stout and ridden by Walter Swinburne. Fourth was number 11, Emerald Reef. Well, the point to look for in the rerun here was whether Declan Gillespie did in any way go over, cross at all Cormorant Wood inside the last furlong and a half when he struck the front. Was he well clear? Did he go over? Did he hamper Cormorant Wood? We'll see that in the closing stages as we review it with Julian Wilson.
Yes, well, the winner's gone pretty early in the straight here, really, and they went a good gallop, but this is a very fit filly, and Declan Gillespie's done the right thing in kicking for home some way out. And the first 2 have drawn clear. In third place there is Emerald Reef. Hardy Hostess flattered for a moment on the outside, but couldn't produce any more. And now, having hit the front, she goes a couple of lengths clear, the Irish filly, Give Thanks, completing a hat-trick, but just possibly drifts over a little bit to the rails there. And Steve Cawthon, you can see, is pulling his filly away from the rails there, but it certainly looks as though she was a length and a half clear when she does so. There's now a gap of 6 or 7 lengths between the first 2 and the third horse, who is still at this point Emerald Reef. But now the winner's been straightened out again. Steve Cawthon accepts it, and this very fit Irish-trained, Irish-ridden filly, Give Thanks, goes away to win comfortably. Her third racehorse bounce by, 4 or 5 lengths. Cormorant Wood is second, and Hardy Hostess third.